Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the handoff, Sermon. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Working with a 2nd and 3. And Lance going to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That's something to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Lance. And that will be incomplete. When they need to play on 3rd down, you kind of know what direction the ball's going, but the defense knew it too.
Yeah, it's a good call because they wanted to put 2 men on him, and they did. Dare him to throw into double coverage. Really what you're saying is, let's see if one of your other receivers can beat us.
And his kick is indeed good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit and forced the field goal.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And the Washington first down.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Thomas has got it, complete. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On second down now, it's Gibson. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. They'll set up a throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. It got his man complete. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Here's Lance to throw it. He's got Ayuk once again. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And you know what I think the defense is saying back to them? Why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Throw left side complete. That's Thomas. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. His throw complete right side to Bates, the tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Over the middle, it's Thomas. Fights through him. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
They'll run on 1st down. Gibson, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. This one from 46 yards out. And he missed it. It's no good.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games. And now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a handoff. Sermon. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
From midfield, here's Lance. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A handoff for Gibson. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays at the...
Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. On 1st down, Mitchell. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Trey Lance from 17 yards out. And the Niners look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They're going to look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Washington on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. Well, that was man coverage, so once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Looking to throw. Flush to his right. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. Completes it to Samuel. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Not much there, only a yard.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people...
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal, a loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw. The quick slant caught.
Touchdown, Washington.
Logan Thomas, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And Washington able to close the gap just a bit. And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2.
They'll look to throw. And he'll get in for the 2 points as that'll cut the lead down from 11 to 9. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And it's the 49ers who recover it, and that ought to just about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Sermon now on 1st and 10.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Again, it's Sermon.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
Now Lance.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Got McKissick. McKissick a first down and then some.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw.
A throw to the flat here for McKissick.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Thomas. And Charles, you know what coaches always do.
shall come forth as pure gold. Have you been tried in the fire? Have you been tried in the fire?